Ooh, 3 weeks? Is it really? Yeah, 3 weeks, yikes. Welcome back everybody, welcome back to another video. Today, we're vlogging, and getting back in the groove of things. I've been really busy with a lot of personal projects lately and haven't had a ton of time to really focus on YouTube. And we're still growing, the audience is still building. So I wanna get back into it for you guys. So today, we got a couple things to take care of. For one, hair, a little too long, so we're gonna head down to Buy the Collective. Kyle is gonna take care of this.
I know passion, so fucking stressed out. You don't know shit. I know passion is power. I know power is temper. Hold on tight through the hours, cause time isn't changing. Now it won't move any faster. It won't move any slower. So slow your heart down, nigga. We just live to grow older, and we grow to grow bolder. Italicizing my strength, so you can eat, read, breathe. Listen how I found my own way. I found this verse in one day. Actually, I did it this morning, and you can ask my mama. Oh yeah, she raised me with the youngin', with that passion I mentioned. Lion's passion, protection, that see me loving, relentless. My father dragging a high. That nigga tamed all his demons. My father's life is his eye. He brought his sons to existence. He showed us pain before blessing. He died as gift from the evils and how to move under pressure. That showed me work towards your growth. That showed me I should know.
Some of you guys have noticed in the background of some of my previous videos a different camera that I've been using. And a lot of you thought it was the Panasonic GH5, but actually it's much cheaper counterpart, the Panasonic G7. Okay, now something I get asked really often is what's a good budget camera that I should invest into if I want to start creating some cinematic videos, something that's like less than $1,000, or even some people will say less than like $500 or $600. Well, the question I have to ask you is, what do you think of this image that you're looking at right now, this video? Does it look any different than what I was doing with this camera? This is my Sony a7R II, which in combination with the lens and all the other stuff I use is well above $3,000. What you're seeing right now is shot on the Panasonic G7. Basically, I think a $500 camera, extremely affordable. Just got really bright. You're most likely gonna see little to no difference, if any at all, between this camera and my existing camera, the Sony a7R II. And a big reason for that is YouTube, unfortunately. YouTube very heavily compresses the video, so the video files themselves, once you export them, look a hell of a lot better on your computer before you actually post them to YouTube. It's gonna be really pretty tough to actually see any noticeable difference between something like this, a $500 camera, something like this, a $3,000 camera. Now it's a bit of a double-edged sword, that thinking of, okay, you can't really see the difference between a $500 and a $3,000 camera whilst on YouTube. That's not to say that the extra money you're paying for, the extra features you're getting out of those more expensive cameras aren't beneficial. When you pay that premium, that $3,000 price tag for the flagship latest camera from the latest manufacturer, you do get some very cutting-edge refined features, but to a point, you really need to ask yourself as a content creator, regardless of your skill level, what's really realistic? What do I need to accomplish this project? Do you really need the latest 4K 60 frames per second, or would 1080p honestly cut it? Do you really need that amazing autofocus, or could you honestly just learn manual focus? It's tricky because we spend so much of our time watching all this content on YouTube, watching all these other people using the latest and greatest tech create these amazing videos. And we aspire to create similar things to them. So we think in order for us to actually create that, we have to be using the same equipment. But we're so spoiled because in today's day and age, you're able to purchase a camera that costs $500 that's producing video quality similar to something $3,000. Features like this, 4K even, just simply didn't exist 3, 4, 5 years ago. It just wasn't a thing, at least for the consumer level. But now, this ridiculous sub $1,000 camera is offering 4K, it's offering video autofocus, it's offering log profiles. What more can you ask for? Now this is probably starting to seem more of like a rant than anything, but a lot of you guys might be asking right now, Ryan, why do you even have this camera? Well, for a lot of projects, I've been needing like a second camera angle, and my friend was kind enough to let me borrow this to do some testing, but I've been so mind blown with the image quality it's been producing that I had to do something to talk about this and tell you guys about this. Like, I mean, the comparison here is seriously pretty unreal. And because of this, I'm planning on doing a full-on comparison, $500 camera versus $3,000 camera, so stay on the lookout for that. But rant over, this camera is good, it's cheap, you guys should look into it, link down in the description, I guess. Alright, so with that out of the way, I wanted to kind of update you guys on some of the stuff that I've been doing. It's been 3 weeks since I posted a video, and I've been working on some cool projects, as well as just some fun stuff that's kind of changed here in the office. So, so it's kind of a mess in my office right now, and for a good reason. I've been lately working on a ton of networking in my home here. And now some of you guys are gonna be like, what do you mean? I mean, you set up like a Wi-Fi network and you're good to go, right? Well, no, not necessarily. There is a huge benefit to having wired network throughout a home or a business. For one, usually is you get much better connection speed, but a big thing, and the reason that I've been doing it, is I've needed network attached storage. And what that is essentially a hard drive storage space that you can use and access over a home network or a business network. Most businesses rely on solutions like this to handle all of their data amongst everybody. I have a couple of computers here, and I built a new one actually recently, and that's for a future video coming up here, but I've needed to sort of work on files and share files between those two computers. And while you totally could just use external hard drives and just kind of swap them from computer to computer as you go, if you're frequently working between two different systems, it'd be more efficient to have some sort of common storage to be able to access between those. Therefore, network attached storage. Okay, now this is like really nerdy, and I don't expect many of you guys to care about this or really take anything from it, but what I've done here is I've basically built a server. And if you had to imagine what this is and what it does, it's basically like a giant hard drive that's connected over my home network. And any computer that's on my network, whether it be Wi-Fi or wired, can connect to this and use it as storage. And like I mentioned earlier, I've been doing all this wired home networking, so any computer that's connected to it with the wired connection will be able to get full speeds out of this thing, which is plenty fast for anything, 4K video editing, photos, you name it, it can do it. It's fast, it's amazing, it's like 10 terabytes worth of storage. So I've been doing tons of that, just experimenting and benchmarking and getting this thing as stable as possible, which has been super fun. It's kind of been consuming a lot of my time, but for good reasons. And like I mentioned, we'll be going more into detail soon in another video about the other computer system that I've recently built, and a super big announcement that I can't fully talk about yet, but coming very soon, so stay on the lookout for that. Along with all that stuff, I've just been doing all my freelance work, and it's been actually crazy busy lately, a lot of shooting. So I haven't had a ton of time to focus on YouTube, but I hope you guys will forgive me. We're coming back strong with some more exciting videos. Again, big things in the works, so stay on the lookout. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please give it a thumbs up, helps a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.